What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pavlov Scrubs podcast. Today I am joined by my good co-host, Alan. Say what's up.
What's up?
Okay. And today we are joined by special guest, editor, and rect player.
Crumb, hello.
So, Crumb, I think everybody really wants to know how you got into editing.
Yeah, so the way it started a while ago is I was playing other games that didn't really have much of like an editing scene to it. And one of my friends, he's actually like a professional like editor, Like I think he edited for like FaZe a while back. Like, he was really into the whole montage stuff. And I was like, how did you edit these videos and what'd you get into? And he set me up with some programs and I was just like, these aren't really working for me. So I looked into Vegas, and Vegas was really what got me hooked on it because it was, easy to learn, hard to master type kind of stuff. So I messed around with Vegas for 6-7 months or so, and then I got into Pavlov. And after I joined a team for Pavlov, the first team I was on was called Nocturnal. And that's when I started, getting into the SMD side of things. So I started, clipping some cool stuff I would hit in pubs. It wasn't anything crazy at the time. It was just whatever. And I was like, I could make a pretty cool like montage concept out of this. And if you go look at my my first video, actually, it was just sort of like a meme video where I was just head tapping people with an AK. And that got a pretty positive response. So I decided to turn it into like a serious montage thing. And that's where I got the idea for the intro cinematics and all that. And I had no idea where to start with those at first. So I asked my friend who does a lot of the editing stuff, and he said, yeah, you got to get into motion tracking. And that's not going to work great on Vegas. So the first montage I experimented with the 3D text concept that I've been doing since then was Dreamland, which was my fourth one. And my friend said, get After Effects and you can get way better motion tracking software and better 3D modeling. I use a program called Element 3D, which is built into After Effects. It's in a plugin. So yeah, I did that, and ever since that, I've just been in love with the idea of making those montages. So
Yeah, I get that. So, how did you get good at
What happened? Sorry,
VFX?
technicalities for me.
yeah, no, we were just talking about how I got into editing and where the whole process started. Sorry, what was that
Sorry,
explosion?
what?
I asked you how you got good into VFX. VFX.
VFX, yeah.
Like what
So
how long did that take you to get like actually like to where you are right now? Like
yeah, I've been editing for about 2 years now. That's most of it is Vegas, but I'm starting to dabble more into After Effects for the more complex, like VFX. Because Vegas is great for the overall montage, but those small little VFX details that I need, I gotta do those in After Effects. Hang on, Ellen, I'll let you ask in a second. But yeah, it. He raised his hand. Yeah.
I didn't even see him. I have like the recording up right in front of me. So my screen, I'm just like you like hold on now.
Just
I'm like
raise my
ask
hand.
and then I just look at the screen and I just see.
Yeah, but
You ruined the joke though.
it was After Effects that I got into 3 or 4 months ago because my friend recommended I did it, and that's when I really started to do the whole VFX and 3D modeling, the text kind of stuff. And yeah, a lot of it, the way to get good at it, dude, is use a program that has a lot of community to it. Like After Effects, Premiere, Vegas, even Final Cut, like Wondershare, all those programs, they have a huge community behind them. So you can Google anything and find a 10-minute tutorial on it that'll show you exactly how to do it. And that's what I've been doing. And eventually you'll just learn how to do everything and you can make effects on your own and stuff. Anyways, Alan, what did you want to ask?
So I also used to really be into editing, not like to that extent, but like definitely to the point where I kind of tried to edit videos. Like I think at one point I released a video like 2,000 hours in Car 98, which I don't have that much. And what I did is that I recorded without audio. So I need to get a rifle firing clip, rifle loading clip, and rifle shooting clip, a bunch of stuff,
Yep.
right? And then I had to put the audio for each time it shot. And it was so much work. And it got a fair bit of views. I think it's like at I'm like at 800 now. But it's I don't know. I kind of got bored of editing. It just gets like
It's a tedious process, yeah. Unless some first I want to touch on the whole you had to get the sound of the car and all that. Yeah, the thing with VR and shadow play is sometimes audio will just cut out and you have to restart everything.
I
But
actually used to not do shadow play. I would do OBS and record
Yeah.
the whole thing and have to splice it manually.
yeah,
That
so
took
I did
forever.
shadow play though, and sometimes my audio would cut out. And after you hit that clip, it's too late. You can't get the audio. You can't after you hit
Yeah.
that clip button, the audio's not there. It's gone.
Yeah.
So I remember the first clip I that happened to me like twice before. It was like small, tiny clips that didn't really matter to me. But the first clip I got, it was like a 4K on Waifu List back when I was on. I think it was when I was on Uprise. And I was like, shit, this doesn't have audio. I need to get audio. So yeah, I went in, recorded all the footsteps, all the ambient sound. It was on Reach Sky, so there's a lot of ambient sound on Reach Sky. So I had to
Yeah.
record all that, footsteps, gunshots from my teammates, because I just wanted to sound it as realistic as possible. And it took me like 20 minutes just to get that 10-second clip in with all of its audio. That doesn't include recording. That's just editing it.
And we'll put that at like the end of the entire thing just to show that shit. Like, well, obviously we're gonna credit you and put whatever you want in the description. But we literally I watched this shit and I just could not believe it. It was actually like almost perfect. I don't think I could spot a problem with the like sound. I believed that it was actual audio that like he didn't edit, that it was just in the clip. So I thought that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Talk
And the
about
thing-
just
No,
about your YouTube channel. Just like how many views do you get like per video? Do you think like roughly? Because I haven't really checked.
Yeah, so first like 2 days it usually gets like 150, but for some reason it's showing up in other people's recommended that gets it the most views. And I have a really good friend who does the thumbnails for me. He's great at those, and they're flashy and bright and people want to click on them. So yeah, it's later down the line I can get like 300, 400 views on a video, and some of them aren't even from Pavlov. A lot of my subs, actually, I think I started Pavlov with 250 subs from editing other stuff, but when I got into Pavlov and I would post a video in VRML in the Arctic Discord, that I just got so many subs from that, I mean.
Yeah. Like, it's just for me, like, I used to put a lot of effort in my videos, and they would get, like, I think one of my most edited videos I made, it was, like, Revolvers, I think it was called, just generic title, but it took a long time to edit, and I think it's one of the best videos I've made, and the issue is it only got, like, I think, like, 100 or something views, 120, and even now I think it's at, like, maybe 180, but compared that to, like, that shot where I did how to plant well, or something like how to shoot people while being planting or something.
Yeah, I remember that you were diffusing on Dust 2 or something, and then somebody came through double doors and you fucking shot. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened was that I think sitting almost 800, 900 hours or views, and I'm like, I don't know if it's just like the content of it, because I mean, when you see your videos, sure they're really flashy, they have the motion and tracking and all the VFX. But at the end of the day, it's just you pointing and shooting people. But like for me, it's like I'm doing something. I don't want to say cooler, but it's definitely more like
it's more unique. I mean, every League player is going to use an M4, a Glock,
or a FAMAS,
or formerly an AUG, FAMAS, whatever. They're going to use that, and they're going to get their occasional 4K. It's it's more unique stuff that people can watch and stuff.
Well, and it's also the format. Like you see all like the recommended channels from like 8 years ago that are
it's the algorithm that's a big part.
It's like a lot of times I just keep getting 8-year-old videos, 5-year-old videos, even like not that long. If they're like 30-second long memes, they just get recommended to me.
That actually happened to me. It's happening to me right now. One of my videos I made, it got like 40 views when it first released. It was a Bren Herrera Makarov Penguins. It's literally what I called it. And it's just like a funny little meme clip from someone else's video, Bren Herrera, and where he was just joking about a Makarov, and I clipped it, add some little shaking effects, and now like I think a week ago it started getting traction again because people are getting recommended it, and right now it's at like 2,000 views just from the past week. So it's just, YouTube's weird, man. It's a weird place to do shit.
YouTube, if you want to kind of like hit me up with those algorithms,
the algorithm,
I'm down. But back to Crumb, because we definitely need more answers out of you, boy. So
where does the whip?
Who and when did you first get paid for a montage?
So, yeah, I was making videos for myself, and I think I was on my fifth montage. Maybe I think I'm at 9 now. Maybe third. I don't know. Anyways, Sai hits me up. It was Sai didn't pay me, but I offered Sai to make him a montage for free because I know he made a video and it was no audio, it wasn't synchronized, there was no transitions, and I was like, it was a weird, it was a bad thumbnail or whatever, and I said, Sai, if you want me to edit for you, I can maybe make you a video, and yeah, that was the first video I edited for somebody else. However, in the rec Discord, this was still when I was on Uprise, I made a joke. I was like, wrecked montage when? And this is how the whole wrecked editor joke started.
Yeah.
So then Chill said, how much do you charge? And I said, nothing. I'd make you one for free. And then Chill later hits me up with his clips, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll make this for you. Just send me a song. And he was like, okay, I'm going to pay you. And I said, you don't have to do that, but if you really want to. And yeah, he was super generous, and that was the first time I got paid for montage. Then
How much did he pay you?
he paid me $50 for that montage. That was
50. Wow.
Yeah, and that's still the most I've been paid.
I can buy a sixth of a VR headset. No, but actually, it's pretty good though. Like
Yeah,
50
that
bucks
was-
is pretty good.
So
Yeah.
do you ever plan on making this into like a job? Because I know like a lot more now. Like I know before, when I asked you about it, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'll do like whatever." Right now, you're like, "Man, I make bucks. You either pay me for my time or I ain't giving you anything."
Yeah.
No,
that
like,
was
for real.
that was when I first. And the thing is, when I made that one for Chill, it was before I knew anything about Element 3D and doing the 3D text. So I just had motion track text to a wall, and it was pretty uninteresting. But I know he was still super generous with that. But it was after that I kind of just started getting DMs from people asking if they could commission me for a montage, and I was like, this could turn into like a real way to make money. So yeah, I just every once in a while now I'll get a DM and I'll ask them, what do you want? And if they just want a montage with some transitions synced to the music that they want, and they only want like a minute and 30 seconds, that's a lot cheaper than me having to go into Pavlov, filming cinematics, motion tracking those cinematics, 3D modeling. That's a lot easier than, or a lot harder than just taking 30 minutes of my time to put together some clips with some transitions and some music. So that's where I really, start to charge people, is those, those big VFX shots.
So
and
how
stuff
much
like that.
do you charge? So I have a collection of shadow plays. I think it's 40 gigabytes of shadow plays,
Jesus.
okay? I've been grinding Pavlov of like dual revolvers, right? I haven't and like I think most if not all the clips are like 2-3Ks, just like be dual wielding revolvers, right?
Yeah.
And I literally have zero time to just like I tried chipping away at the backlog, and I think I got like a gigabyte after a while, and it's not fun. So what if I just like put all in a USB, like chuck it to your house, and then like you sift through it, and like how much would that pay?
So like all one video?
No, not one video, but I mean
Just
like
a bunch of videos, like
multiple
montages.
just multiple. Let's say
So yeah,
5 montage or 10 montages.
5-10 montages. Yeah, I would. If you want
the big order.
Yeah, the big order. I mean, like I said earlier, it really depends
grade.
what you want. Would you want the VFX intros and stuff like that? I mean,
I did have, I don't know. I'll send you DMs later, but I did have an idea of like doing like an intro, like like an anime intro scene in Pavlov for a video.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. But 5 montages, and if you want like VFX shots, or not even
Well, not all
VFX
of
shots,
them.
just like
There's, like,
cinematic
some,
shots, that could get pretty pricey. We'll talk about it later though. So
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
It's your podcast, your interview.
See, so I'm actually, just to put a pause on the interview, I'm really glad to see that people are being commissioned and making money and shit off that. I'm really glad that the community side of the VRML and people who are in the VRML are making money off of Pavlov and shit. Like I know something that's a little secret right now between me and Alan, but we're paying John to make us a map for.
It's not really a
sure, yeah.
secret, is it?
Well, no, but it's a really cool, yeah, but we won't be showing any of it until it's 100% done and we like
Yeah.
it and like all this other shit, and then when he makes it, like we're probably gonna bring him on and all this other it's really nice.
I'm not crazy
It's
enough
nice.
to actually pay him. Explosion's paying him in full, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Explosion's doing it. All power to you.
not
I'm
my
not paying
problem.
it.
Not my
I
problem.
mean,
yeah.
I mean prices.
No, yeah.
price wise, like we've talked, I think
Yeah.
the highest we've gotten so far is 200, which isn't too all that bad. Seeing as
Yeah.
John puts in a lot of work and is really passionate
No,
about
yeah.
making maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I want a map done, I would pay for it. Of course, I wouldn't just say, "Hey, can you make me a triple decker mansion with like a helicopter, a working helicopter, and a pool, and just for free though?" No, of course I
Yeah.
would pay him, but like I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon Cletus he's definitely one of the most like competent map makers that Pavlov has.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
the only other person that would maybe even top him, and me and him have talked about it, is Crackers, because he's actually in like the industry
Crackers
for
is
this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he's really
gets
good
paid
at that
to
stuff.
do this shit. Like
Reach
daily.
Guy, that's a beautiful map. He did
Oh,
the
yeah.
texturing for that, right? And that's just
Yeah.
an amazing
Yeah.
looking map.
It's really really good. And
It's a great, yeah.
yeah, and I really like the looks of those maps. I really don't like the layouts of Stallbreaker. Well, Stallbreaker recently gotten
I
better.
like Stallbreaker.
Stallbreaker got better.
I
Yeah.
like
it
it,
got
I like
better.
it.
So when I before I played the update, and I think he updated it last week, the day
Mhm.
before we played it for the Wednesday mix friendly for VA, which they do that every Monday and every Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to go in there, the more the merrier. But anyway,
Advertisement break. Sorry, we had to do that.
It's not advertisement. It's just like shouting them out and whatnot. But
Yeah.
anyway, point being is,
Call us
I
later.
told him there needs to be a better rotate over to B. I can't, like, going through middle is basically not an option because it's so long, and going through spawn is literally the only other way, and you're just gonna get done down.
sure.
And he said, yeah, I already did that, and I was like, when? He's like, yesterday, and I was like, oh shit, and then I was like, fuck, this is really good. And I really liked the map, and he changed up B side a little bit, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, Crackers and John are definitely really good at that shit.
Yeah.
We also had the top 5 come out.
Yeah, it
today.
came out yesterday.
So congratulations to all those guys. But anyway, back to Crumb, because you know we like that guy more than everybody else that we just mentioned, besides John, because I'm paying him. But anyway,
Yeah.
So would you make editing a career? Like, would you do that?
It's definitely possible. I'd have to, yeah, I'd have to do a lot more of it and explore other genres of editing, you know, because I'm great at the montage style, but, you know, I don't know. And, you know, montages and trailers, they kind of go back and forth. But, you know, if I wanted to explore an editing, you know, whole career or anything, I'd have to really look into other stuff and see how good I'd be at editing that kind of stuff, you know.
So if Pavlov dogs came back, would you be the editor?
That's the one Jaffa made, right?
Yeah, that's
Or tried to make. Tried to make.
believe-
He kind of crashed and burned terribly.
Yeah,
him.
so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to Jaffa and I'm gonna slap the shit out of him and then say, hey,
Mhm.
this was a really good idea. Don't throw it down the drain.
No,
Yep.
it literally went on for so long. I think we did like a couple months of recording. We were like almost done,
Yeah.
and then he's just like, "Yeah, fuck it, it's boring. I'm
Well,
no longer motivated. Fuck it, in the trash."
He got no longer motivated because of all a bunch of other shit. But yeah, like
Yeah, a lot of it
I'm
was-
just asking, like,
no,
like,
it was-
general questions, you know.
Yeah,
just
no,
trying to see like what you're interested in, what's going through your mind and whatnot. So Rect, why'd you leave Dream Team? And why'd you join Rect?
You traitor. No.
So, back when we'll start from like Uprise, because Uprise was.
Oh wait, remember when I tried
My
to?
No,
baby.
we're not gonna talk about
2 hours. No, so when
My
I was Captain
baby.
of Black Ice, I tried out Crumb, and literally he stayed in the team for literally like I think it was like 2 hours.
It was like no, it was a day or two. It definitely
2 hours.
It was, yeah,
And
okay, sure,
so-
2 hours.
So he joined and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna love this place. This place is sick, man. We got free drinks. We got a bunch of we got so much stuff." And then like 2 hours later, he says like, "Oh yeah, I have a friend who like really wants me, and he's in like Uprise. So sorry, bye." And then he
Yeah,
just took a
so-
look
who
and get out.
convinced you to join Uprise? Was it Ghost?
It was It's Me Knife and Cobra.
Shit, fuck. Yeah.
And then Ghost and I became pretty
So-
good friends actually.
So for those of you that don't know, Uprise is a team that I made back in season 6 after.
No one
leaving,
cares. It's Crumb's time.
Yeah, no,
Just-
I'm just giving
So-
context to the
He's just
team
giving
real
context.
quick. You know, it's a team that I made back in season 6 and then died
Yeah.
in season 7. Cough, cough.
So yeah, what really happened there was, well, yeah, I initially I was looking into Uprise a lot after Nocturnal disbanded. Nocturnal being my first team that just nobody was playing anymore. It was like Type was playing a lot and Darude was playing a good bit, but he was still having like technical issues. So
Yeah.
that team just sort of, like it fizzled, it just stopped existing. So I looked into my team options and I wanted to join Uprise, but there was something that they were like, no, I don't think, we're going to be able to do that. Then after I joined Black Ice, they were like, okay, so you want to join Uprise? We'll try you out. And I'm like, bruh.
See, yeah, so
So
I mean the whole thing with that, and I didn't know you.
Yeah.
And well, I knew you on Nocturnal, but I didn't know who you were. I just thought you were
Yeah.
just another player who was like on this startup team,
Yeah.
right? But for that, I really I don't want to throw shade at Race or anything. I definitely don't think that Race is cut out to run a team or anything. And I definitely kind of just said hey, you want to be captain? He was like, sure, and I kind of just threw that shit at him.
Yeah.
I left before season 7 started in the off season of season 6. So
Yeah.
I mean, I apologize to all of them for just leaving you like that, but I
Hey,
mean,
No,
Race
it's fine.
Krispies is actually my he's my second in command for Black Lotus.
yeah,
and sort of,
so Facade, yeah,
So- Yeah, so-
The Guru podcast, yeah. So anyways,
Yeah, welcome.
after I was on Uprise for most of season 7, and it was a great time. We were on the edge of we don't care if we win or lose, but we everybody still had that competitive spirit behind them. And things started to happen. Scheduling got weird. We would always need a ringer because Race's scheduling system was I hate to say it, but it wasn't that
Race
great.
Krispies, not
Race
Race
Krispies. Race Krispies. Sorry, I'm gonna call him Race though.
Yeah, just call him Crispy.
So, anyways, then It's Me Knife left because he was burned out of Pavlov. Soviet went to Sleepy Juice. Now Psychosis.
Yeah, why did he leave? Because I never really got
It's kind of the same thing.
did,
It
I
was
did.
it was never scheduling was always a problem. We would always need a ringer. It felt like we weren't playing with each other and playing on Uprise. It felt like we were always sometimes we even had 2 ringers. It just was a bad setup. So anyways,
that shit happens a lot.
yeah, it was happening really consistently. When we all had the availability, it was just we didn't Race scheduling system. It was okay. What days are you available? Not what times, and that was the problem. We would say we were available on Sunday, but we weren't available at, let's say, 8 p.m. and that's when we would have the match, and so Race would schedule those matches. And yeah, so Uprise kind of after Knife and Cobra left, them being pretty active players, it was really hard to get a roster. It was me, Ghost, and Race willing to put in the effort and play every scrim, everything. Uprise, it just disbanded. It wasn't falling apart. Around that time when we were considering disbanding Uprise, Metastasis left Dream Team, and Zero, a great friend of mine, back for however long, he said you should join Dream Team, and I said no shot, impossible. I started doing tryouts because Boris, he got me in there, and yeah, I joined Dream Team, and I love Dream Team. They were a great team. The main thing though, they were on the casual side, and I totally was at the time too. I was all for showing up, shooting people, having fun, right? And that's all Dream Team was about. Then I started to do really well in scrims and matches and all that. We beat Waifuless once or twice, whatever. That's when I was like, damn, this is good. I asked, guys, why don't we do more than 1 scrim, 2 scrims a week? Why don't we come up with strats and stuff other than rush B, slow B, all that, right? And then I started talking to Chill, and I knew Holder, Fold, and LeVar were leaving, and I knew Basil was joining, and Chill. Essentially, I knew that Basil and Kamoli were joining, and I was like, all right, well, if you guys have any other spots, let me know in the future. And he said, before Season 9, we'll likely have a player dropout. I said, for sure, hit me up for a tryout. And he was like, will do. And then season 9 came early. Not season 8, season 9 came early. Bro left the team, and was leaving the team. And Chill said, do you want to try out? And I said yes. And then things with Dream Team, I still have Dream. I just want to point out, without Dream Team, there's no way I would have even had the chance to join Rect, because Boris made me into the player. Boris made me the player that I am, and that's kind of why they call me Jaffam too, because fucking, Jaffam was on Dream Team, and Boris made him a great player. All that, anyways. So I went to a few tryouts, and after like my second tryout, Chill said, "Do you want to be on the team?" And I said, "Yeah." So that's the story of that. That's how.
So
I'm just imagining you bargained with him and said no or something, and you started bargaining. That'd be pretty.
Yeah.
So I heard that you didn't just leave Dream Team.
Yeah.
There was a little scuffle there, a little scrape on the knee for
so Dream Team was trying. Back when I first talked to Chill about joining before season 9. I told a few people, and eventually I had to tell Boris. I couldn't just tell him that. I couldn't lie to him and say that I'm always going to be on Dream Team. I told him there's a chance before season 9 that I might leave for a different team. And they started trying out this guy named Tomi Seppa. And I was like, okay, that's a little weird. They know I'm probably here for a while. Then a week before my tryout with Rect, Boris says, "You got time to talk." I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I think I've had that talk with that type of talk with people.
Yeah, for sure. And then Boris said, "Listen, I know, because I didn't tell him I had to try it with Rec this week. I want to make sure that everything was official. Then I was gonna hand in my 2 weeks,
2 weeks notice, yeah.
Yeah. So that was when I was like, oh shit. And then he called me up and he said, "Listen, I know what's going on. Tomi's been waiting. We want
or Tommy, like
Tommy. I think it's pronounced Tomi Seppa.
He's on G5, right?
He's on G5 going to Dream Team. Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Bro.
I hope that he
step up.
I hope he goes to Dream Team. I hope he didn't do all those tryouts just to not, go on the team. Anyways,
use leverage to try to keep you stay on the team. Conspiracy.
Yeah. So, he said Tomi. I'll call him Tommy just because it's more distinguishable from Tony. But I think it's pronounced Tomi Seppa. Anyways, Tommy. They said he's been waiting for a while, and he was like, "Listen, if your tryout with Rect doesn't go well or anything happens, you can have a spot on Black Ice." And I said, "No, I'm going all in with Rect. If I don't make it, I'll play as a ringer." And I sat in the middle of the scoreboard on my Rec tryouts. I gave my comms, I gave callouts, all that. And after my second tryout, they're like, "All right, you're cool, you're good." And
you got the stuff, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really good. I mean,
was this back when Arctic was still that?
No. This was after. This all happened. So it began when I first talked to Chill January 1st, which I think was before we left Arctic.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
and we can talk about that. But
we're not gonna go into
we're gonna. Well, no, actually, we can go into details, but
not like no.
Yeah. I'll finish this first. Yeah. So I talked to Chill when we were in Arctic Fam. Then after we left Arctic Fam, a few weeks after that, that's when Chill really said, "You want to try out," and that's when that all went down.
So for the most part, I know that you told me before the whole Arctic split up. I don't know when, or I especially don't know who I was in what order. I don't know if there was people before me. I would assume so, but I know that you told me, and you were just kind of like that. And then on the Wonderland podcast, I went ahead and foolishly said, because I said I called it because to context a joke, I said I went up to Kamoli as a joke and said, "I know someone's leaving Arctic," because I was either gonna be on Thinking or I was gonna go for Arctic, because I didn't have I wasn't gonna stay on a middle tier team. I had been on a middle tier team for 2 seasons, and I wanted to move up. I knew I could, right?
Yeah.
And really, it all just kind of came down to the fact that Budgie kind of just told Kamoli to tell me because I was just like, hey, can you just tell him like I don't talk to Budgie like that and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I just wanted him to like to start the communication, and then if he says something, I'll hit him up, right?
Yeah.
But point being is he said if someone leaves, then we might try you out. And I was like, yeah, I heard someone's gonna leave though. And he's like, oh, who? And then that's when, like, after he joined Direct, I realized, like, oh shit, because it was a week before he joined Direct, and it was so funny. He's like,
Yeah.
did someone tell him? Did someone like? And I said on the Wonderland podcast. So yeah, that happened, and I was like, oh well, I originally thought it was gonna be Basil and Crumb because Crumb had told me that Chill talked to him, but he said that it was probably not. But
Then it ended up being the trifecta of all.
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
no, then all three of
Yeah,
them joined. And now
Basil, well, I don't really, Kamoli and I didn't, but Basil and I always, we talked about it a few times. We were like, we have good, Basil and Kamoli, well, I don't know about Kamoli. Kamoli's a cool guy, but I don't know, me and Basil, though, I know we have really good team synergy together, and, at least me and Kamoli also play really well together. I don't know how he feels about it, but, the trio of Basil, Crumb, and Kamoli, we play super well together, so I'm really glad to be on a team with them. So
no, BCC, not BBC.
You don't see, the thing is you don't really see that a lot where people are talking about it and they're saying like, oh, we're gonna like be on the same team. Like you and me are the only people I've ever heard of besides Basil and Kamoli as well, actually. So but you, me, Basil, Kamoli are the only people that I've ever heard of people talking with each other and said like, hey, we're both gonna be on this team together, like we're gonna go for it, and that was an agreement because we played well. And it's not, I don't know like if that's supposed to be surprising to me or not. I guess maybe friendships aren't as made as well because I know that me and Darude, like we have a pretty good friendship. Like we'll always shit talk each other, or I will, and then he'll say like your mom or something. Right.
Yeah.
But me and him are really good friends, and obviously like you were hanging out with Basil for a quick minute, and they ate Basil's Discord almost every single day.
Yeah, I'm always talking to Basil. He's a cool guy.
So I mean, yeah, but that's just something. So, when it comes to like League, who introduced you, or like how did you get into it, and why Nocturnal? Like why was Nocturnal the first team?
Tech the General. He's the guy who got me on to the whole idea of League. And I actually sent him a message when I joined Direct. I was like, thank you for telling me this exists. I wouldn't have been able to have this opportunity without you. And yeah, so it was Valkyrie and Undead Army, or Polaris. No, it was Undead Army at the time.
It was Undead Army at the time.
And Nocturnal, all on the same family teams. Nocturnal being the newest team, with me, Darude Cookie, Desert Fox, It's Me Knife, Vlad the Impaler, Chillstep Jr., whatever you want to call him, same person.
Yeah.
And who there was some other pub player. I don't recognize his name.
They actually tried to recruit me onto there 4 times. They were like seriously, like all a bunch of teams have tried, but like I've always like said no. Yeah. I literally don't like League that much.
Yeah. So there was some other people I can't. Type Elite. I don't know if I mentioned him. Anyways, yeah, I was on that team for a while, and then that's sort of where my story of how I joined Rec started. It was everybody just kind of got bored or demotivated.
Yeah. So like when you were playing, like what were your initial thoughts when you like came into it? Were you just like, oh, this might be fun? Like before you saw the website, before you saw the Discord, what were your thoughts when Tech said something?
Dirty tryhards.
And no, I was like, this could be fun. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. I knew it wasn't anything like official, like you had to sign a contract or all that
here's
stuff.
The 3 NDAs. Do not disturb Dave.
We need to talk.
Yeah, the NDA. Yeah, we need the NDA for this.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do that in a bit though. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, that was really it. Yeah, I just I knew it was something I could just get into and get out of if I really wanted to. So I was like, I'll give it a try. It sounds like a cool, fun thing to do to pass the time, and then it slowly took over all of my free time.
Oh hell yeah! That's just how it is. That's like the programmer socks.
I forgot what color the sun is. I forgot what color the real sun
I've slowed down a little bit. But
See,
I'm
that's
still for sure like on daily.
that's
It just varies how much time.
that's what's crazy. Like, um, me and you both joined this team, and then we were putting in way more hours. I know I was putting in 40 hours a week. I don't know about you, but
Rookie numbers.
I was putting it. Well, I put in 80 hours one week and realized it was not healthy, and it didn't help me for the most part. But
120 is the average.
yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, I know. And then I slowed down. I mean, I started doing the podcast and whatnot. I started going to, not going to anything, but going to school and whatnot.
Not going to any.
Not going to
That's
school,
so
yeah.
sadly.
Going to school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doing
yeah.
school or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like crazy. Like, you think you would put a lot more time, but it's like all you really need to do is show up to practice, show up to scrim, ask when you need to show up and whatnot. And of course I get on the pug to make sure that I'm not like losing my aim or anything.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
whatnot. But yeah, so
It's a big part of it.
let's before we move on to like internal league teams and shit, or before we move on to the casting question, the Arctic fam split up. Whatever you're comfortable with, give your side, your opinion, your point of view.
So
And make sure that you're fair. Don't like it.
Right.
If something
Yeah, I'm not
actually
gonna-
happened and someone was a cuck, throw them under the bus. But just know that I will be. I will.
Everything will
fairly
be public
give them-
information.
all I
Yeah.
can tell you, well, not all I can tell you. I can
I'll-
speak for Dream Team, Old Penguins, and sort of Black Ice on why we all left. However,
Yeah.
TMNP, that was where the juicy drama was. You're gonna want to talk to a TMNP member or a Basil's member about that.
We're
However-
coming next week.
So, so
Next
it
episode, tune in.
was it was Dream Team and Old Penguins. Old Penguins being a team that Boris created. It was his EU team. It was his child of a team.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure the general consensus for their reason behind leaving was it's a family of teams between Black Ice, Old Penguins, and Dream Team, but they didn't really talk to Arctic. They didn't really know who the Arctic people were. Same with Vortex. They were there, but they never really played together or knew each other. Like everybody on Dream Team, everybody between Old Penguins, Dream Team, and Black Ice, we all would talk a lot, and we would all be great friends. And that's when Boris, well, from what I know, that's when Boris kind of realized, what's the point of being in a family and being a part of the Arctic giant if we don't even know the Arctic people? So it was originally a vote between
Yeah.
Old Penguins and Dream Team. 16 out of 16, all players said, let's leave Arctic fam and make our own thing. And then Boris said, maybe I should ask Black Ice too. 8 out of 8 Black Ice players said, let's leave
Yeah.
Arctic fam. Or at least I'm pretty sure it's 8 out of 8.
Yeah, Eggy
And
told me
that's
that every single one, all
Yeah.
the people that left, and so did Boris. All the people that left said yes. They all had their own reasons and whatnot.
right, and that's the big thing. Like you said, they all had their own reasons. The problem was it wasn't one giant reason that we could confront Messiah on or tell him not to. Everybody had their own reason. There was enough reasons for everybody to have their own thing,
Yeah.
and that's why we were like, let's do our own thing.
Yeah, I mean, so there was no actual drama between you. It was just straight up just you guys didn't know who these people were at this point, and
That was a
been
lot of
such long
people's reasons.
time.
My personal reason was I didn't like the idea of another team being able to see our channels. I didn't like that. Or some channels are fine. Like they can see your schedule or that's really it, your schedule. But if they're looking at your Stratch channel, and I mean that's occasionally fine, but I also don't like them being able to see our private chat. There was
Messiah
personal
could-
conversations in the Dream Team channels,
Yeah,
and
there
I
was-
didn't like that Messiah could see those.
Yeah.
I heard instances where Messiah would just kind of pop in the Black Ice chat. And
No,
Right,
yeah,
exactly. He would just pop in and
say
start
hi.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like,
This is our channel, guys. Yeah.
if I was still on Black Ice, I would probably have said something similar in that regard.
I mean,
if,
yeah, and
Yeah.
look, there's nothing no shade being thrown at Messiah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So,
No.
for sure, I know he's not a bad guy, but people just kind of wanted their privacy. That's clearly what it is right
Sure.
now, and whatnot. And I mean, they didn't really. How are you supposed to trust someone you don't even know, right? Like,
Right. That exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
I remember, especially with a lot of the sister teams. I remember Black Ice. Messiah randomly just DM'd me one day, said, "Oh hey, I've seen you a lot at Open Pavs. Here, do you want to join this new team?" That's literally like all I knew about it. Like, I went to the Open Pavs back when they were popular, but like literally, I just got thrown into it with a bunch of random people, and luckily it worked out. I still I don't talk to them that much as I used to, but I still talk with them once in a while, like with Kyle, Terminator, Crackward. And actually, I got Crackward and Ghost in after, but there was definitely the main group of people. We really got along. It was just lucky. So
yeah, for sure. That's a great that's the biggest. That's what I always tell newer teams if they ever are asking stuff. It doesn't matter how good of a shot you are.
If you don't get along,
or if you don't have good communication between each other, you're not gonna be a great team. For sure, you can probably push to upper silver if you guys are some really good shots. If you don't communicate and play well together, that team isn't likely going to make it up to gold.
Yeah, like that's what I find a contrast between like with certain teams. Like I know like with Rect, for example, I don't really like go out of my way to watch a lot of VODs or whatever. But the few VODs I have seen for certain teams, like you can tell a difference when a team gets along and when they don't. And like Rect, like all the people there, they don't like. I bet they didn't choose you, Kamoli, and Basil just because you guys are great shots and have your reputations and all that. No, they chose it because you knew you guys would all get along as like another factor to it. All you guys get along. You already have like reputation or repertoire or whatever they call it with them. They know you'll get along fine. So of course.
Yeah, no, in my first like tryout with them, it was I was already like super. At least I think I was already well, synergized with them, and we were already like playing well together. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the case with like any player, though. If you play with Rect, you're gonna play well with them. Just same
with like Explosion and like Thinking. Like I know he's been playing with them since as long as he can remember. Like he was a baby in the womb playing VR with them, and literally he plays well with them while you would play well with Rex. It's all based on like who you start with.
Right. And, exactly.
I mean, playing well with like your teammates is a big giant factor, and getting along with them big giant factor. And I think a lot of times. Especially like for Uprise and whatnot, like we did well in certain areas, but like there's just some times where like we were just a dysfunctional team.
I don't think I was on Uprise when you were. I think I joined in your spot, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. So they literally just you had fucking me, Ghost, Cobra, Race, Holy Avatar at one point, Adam at one point, Vader at one point.
Holy Avatar was on Nocturnal. That was the team he was on.
he was on Unicorn Hole. He literally joined like I think 6 teams within like a month period. Like he literally got on and off. Well, no offense to him if he still exists. I haven't seen him.
He does. And apparently he was supposed to join Voltron. I have no idea what the heck happened to that, but I was like offering him spots on Psychosis because he's a pretty decent player. But
he's decent. It's just I haven't like seen him in like a year.
Oh yeah. So me and Crumb, or I don't know if Crumb joined the call in time, but I know that me, Ghost, and Cobra talked to Holy, with that.
I don't think I was there for that. Yeah, the Uprise reunion. That was funny.
So basically the Uprise reunion call was literally a spur of the moment. Me and Ghost sitting in a call, and then I think we added Cobra, and then all of a sudden I was just like, I'm gonna add the old Uprise members back. I'm gonna see.
Wait, is this when you added me? Is this when you added me to it? Or is that
God. I don't know why we added you. We also added Darude, and I have.
Yeah, he literally just randomly called me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
and he's like, Uprise Reunion, and I was like,
"That was fun though."
Idiot, I wasn't on it.
It was fun, catching up with like Knife because I haven't talked to Knife in a long time, so it was fun to talk to him and stuff.
And I'm really glad that happened because you really just think like all of you guys just really did not know what happened to Knife. Knife was gone. Like
he just left.
And it's really like it's a really good moment to see when someone just kind of comes back and you catch up with them. You tell them, you ask them how their life's going, and they say good, and they ask you, and you say it's good.
I actually I have a good story about that. Aside from Pavlov, but it's really good. So I moved away from the state I originally grew up in, and then I lived in another country for like I think it was like 2-3 years or whatever, and then I randomly come back to just move a car to another state that we're moving to. I go back for one day and I'm like, hey, we should visit my old neighbor that I haven't talked to in like 3 years. Come back, he looks completely different. Turns out it's his fucking birthday. Literally, it was his birthday the day we came back. And so he was like, "Holy shit, this is a great birthday present! I've seen you in 3 years," and it was just so wholesome. It was the most wholesome.
Yeah. Shit like that is rare. And people,
it hits hard.
Yeah.
It's good.
yeah, you
It's
definitely can't take those moments for granted because like
Yeah.
you may never see Knife again and shit. Like
I never
like,
saw him again, actually.
you may never see him again. Like those are like the moments you gotta hold on to. But anyway, anyway.
Knife
Literally,
actually.
I never saw him again.
Knife and I figured out we live like 10 minutes away from each other.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
what's the address of me?
Yeah. No. We were just in a call and he said like what state he lived in or something. I was like, oh no way. I'm like, and then he said he lived right on the border of the state that I live in, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny because
No one lives in my state, and I'm sad.
I saw an old article. I actually want to go to college there.
My state?
Yeah, you're in Sandy Place, right? Sandy.
I mean, that just narrowed down at like half the United States, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
know,
really?
okay, I know what's. Yeah, I want to go to college there.
Shit.
I
Hey,
don't
if
know
we get
where.
into the same college, I don't know where either. I don't know where I am right now, but
I don't know where I am. I'm scared. I need help, please.
Wait, why is so? Hey, I swear I hear your voice, but oh yeah, he must have kidnapped me again.
No.
He likes doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
So
Yeah, he does that to a lot of people in Pavlov.
Better start. I mean, why do you think Crumb's here? Like, why do you think he hasn't moved from the waist? Like, he's literally just tied down.
Yeah, my legs are
He's
stuck on the
Yeah, he's just tied
chair.
down to the chair. No.
Yeah, oh my god. Help.
We've gotten so off topic, and like we've just been doing this more and more. But I mean,
Hey, it's better than talking about boring Pavlov.
Yeah,
so
I
everybody comes to Pavlov scrub for Pavlov. It's
Yeah,
good to
sure.
branch out a little more.
but it's nice to like have these natural conversations where I forget and then I look over and I see me recording over there and I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. And
No,
then
we should probably-
keep
yeah,
going.
we should probably go back to the
That's the
topic.
best podcasts are the ones where it just rants. It like goes off into another direction you never
Yeah,
thought
it's-
it would.
It's just
Yeah.
It's like a conversation and then recording it for profit. That's literally all it is.
Except for we don't make money off of this, but we're gonna.
Yeah, except for that. Yeah.
Except for I'm gonna be putting
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of money into a word
yeah.
for this. But anyway,
PRML, please pay us. But,
please.
yeah, I just want income.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Crumb.
Yes.
The whole chill step guy. You know who is he? Where does he live? And is he easily findable?
how much would it pay you to go inside his house and poison his drink?
Yeah. Well, no,
Can you be a world-renowned assassin? Okay. Have you played
No,
enough
I'm good.
Hitman 3 and Hitman 2?
Yeah.
Hitman VR. He played enough Hitman VR on the
Have you played enough
PSVR.
Hitman VR?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I'm glad to have Chill as a captain. He's
Yeah.
a really nice guy, and I'm glad to be on his team.
Okay. Well,
How much did he pay you to say that?
Yeah.
Nothing. No, I just.
Okay. Well,
No,
we're-
yeah, he paid the
well,
$1,000, yeah,
we're gonna ask him again once he comes on here.
Yeah,
this weekend,
we're gonna
so-
see how we're
For
gonna
sure,
see on
yeah.
his perspective how much he hates this guy right here.
Yeah,
so-
for real.
This guy right here, not this guy. This guy.
No,
But,
I
yeah.
mean, for real though, like holy shit, can I speak?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. You got it.
Let me
Formulate your sentences syllable by syllable. U O K. Wait, shit. Is not a syllable. Okay, are you okay? The 3 syllables.
Nah, I was gonna say that was all. Yeah. Yeah, he's twitching out. All right. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Okay. Let me make sure that I can say these words right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yep.
consider
Yep.
yourself
Yep.
to be good at Pavlov?
Yes.
Discombobulated. I just hit a fucking oh fuck.
Are you
When-
considered good at I
Yeah.
couldn't speak.
Sorry, I just injured
now
myself.
I do. Yeah, I consider myself to be
What
a
the
pretty
fuck
good
did I
Pavlov player. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I'm the best.
Oh yeah.
I probably wouldn't even consider myself like top 20 even, but I do think I'm up there now. Like, you know,
I
I've
mean,
gotten.
a lot of people don't consider
He's not
that
top
they're
20.
the
He's
best,
at least top like 2.
Yeah, no. It was when I joined Dream Team and I started doing really well in scrims against other teams. that I realized, I can be one of the better players in Pavlov. I can be a great
Hey, look
player.
better than this guy.
So
He's like top 75, I think. I don't know.
real quick, this is just a quick.
No.
This is just
I would say at least 400,000.
quick
Million?
Yeah.
quick Pavlov rumor talk here. This is our daily segment that we've done before.
Yep.
Totally. Yep.
So there has been a rumor going around that there might be a LAN event hosted by Dave himself. What do you think of that?
Interesting. Cool idea.
He's actually Dave.
I won't go to it. But
You
if anybody
wouldn't?
wants to,
What if
no,
there's
I wouldn't
money
go to that.
involved?
I'm
No,
not interested in playing in LANs for this game. I'm totally down for playing in tournaments and competitions from my house, but I'm not gonna fly to somewhere to play.
If it's within
competitively.
a 15-minute drive, maybe. But other than
Yeah, if it's
20
like,
minutes,
dude, if
no
it's
way.
like right next to my house, maybe. But
Yeah, maybe. It's a little far of a walk,
My
but
thing
maybe.
is like obviously it's not gonna just be like some random LAN event like come over to my house and play.
To Oculus Connect or whatever. Remember the last one that happened? There like 3 people went there.
Well,
No, I think a fair-
I wouldn't.
I think-
not fair.
yeah, I
amount of
think
people. Why not?
Yeah,
There was a good
why
amount of
wouldn't you
people.
go?
I
to those-
even if it was a tournament on a stage or whatever, I still probably wouldn't go to it, man. It just
Why?
doesn't interest me. It's not my competitive style.
Well, what do you mean? It's just playing on a stage, but this time you're playing for a heap tons of cash.
Yeah, but this time a lot of people are
Just,
looking at you.
you still gotta understand.
Oh,
Sure, I'm totally into playing Pavlov competitively, and I want to be the best. But I'd rather have fun playing Pavlov. Obviously, winning comes, it comes first to me, and I'm totally down for getting a little stressed out in that occasional 1v3.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not interested in flying somewhere to play for a tournament or anything because that's just a lot, dude. That's a lot. You gotta.
I think I'm in a similar boat in that regard. It's not with the whole winning comes first thing. That's not really my style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I like this game competitively, but not to the point where like do you see those guys play CS:GO? They literally train 12 hours a day. And then they fly out, and then you think if you fly out, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'll have time to tour and stuff. It's like it's terrible. I would hate doing that.
Yeah.
I like the max I would practice a day is like 10 minutes.
I mean,
Sure.
that's-
And when I say
that's-
winning comes first, I obviously don't mean like
No, yeah.
I'm injured. I'm gonna keep fighting through but I mean like I'm willing to practice and put in the effort daily.
Bro,
I mean that's all I mean.
Dude, I honestly, that's all I want to do with my life. I want to go to LAN events and play for money and play for
Yeah,
thinking and whatnot.
good luck
and
with
shit.
that.
You know what's better
we'll see.
though? It's better than CS:GO though, because the CS:GO guys, it's like some of them are pretty buff, but I mean like some of them, it's like they're sitting on a computer all day. Like
I've seen
come on,
some
they got
strong CS:GO players, dude.
No, there are, but compared to the stereotype of the average PC gamer and
Yeah.
stereotype of the VR gamer, sure,
The
there's a
VR
lot of
gamers are just way better. I mean, we had,
No, but
we
I
had
do-
a
but I do
UFC
think-
fighter play in our VR league.
No, yeah, but I do think that VR, at least in the future, like 10, 15 years, when you have like treadmills and a lot more like active stuff, I do feel like VR players are going to be much more physical than the PC players. Because and a
I
lot
just
more
like the idea of a joystick, though.
I don't know. I would love just being able to run, jump, and like I already use
Right.
weighted. I use
That's
weighted
cool,
wrist weights
but-
and ankle weights just because I love the physicality of VR.
I just feel like Pavlov is like I really like Pavlov's movement. That's a big thing that got me hooked. A super high movement skill cap. And treadmills and stuff like VR treadmills, they can be janky and stuff. And I'm just
I know.
not about
Right
that.
now,
I like
right now
Pavlov's.
treadmills suck. I would never
Yeah,
use
for
it.
sure.
I'm waiting like 10, 15 years until we have like super slick or something like enough where we can like
Yeah.
full on run and jump and like
Right,
actually do
I
it
know what you mean.
without throwing yourself through a window and breaking 4
That's
bones.
like, dude,
I
that's not. We're not even close to that though.
No,
being able to
I
run
don't-
and jump on a treadmill. Yeah,
Elon
so that's a
Musk
we're,
wants
long.
to put this up.
we're close, but the affordability, no way.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
like you could theoretically make one now. It's just it would cost a lot more. I think once like 10, 15 years, hopefully there will be. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. But
yeah, I love it.
uh,
I wanna run and jump through a window, grab 2 skulls, bang them together, pull out my revolvers and shoot
Yeah,
while diving into a exploding airplane with a shark strapped with a bunch of TNT, fly it into a volcano, and then
And then blow everything up. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
and then-
I'm
and
not
then
about.
win the game.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll use my joystick and my index RMAs. I'm good.
yeah. What do you usually RMA your index for? Like because
Drift. That's
Drift.
I've had
you,
the
you have a
RMA.
thumbstick, right? You have a thumbstick, right, on those?
Yeah,
Or
thumbstick on index.
you know what's really interesting? That
What?
I googled a search on how to fix it with Rift S/Quest,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like this boomer guy. He was like 40 years old. He said spray WD-40 sensitive electronic like version on it, and it fixes your drift. And literally, because I had severe drift, I was like through the RMA process, and literally, I have no idea how, but this hillbilly guy, his idea actually worked. I sprayed it, let it dried, and literally, it went away. I don't have drift anymore. And then, of course, you have to reapply every like month or something, but literally, I think that you want to try that with index, because if that works, like that would be insane.
I've
never
had
had
people
RMA
try it and it doesn't work apparently.
Really?
What does work though is replacing the joystick with a PS4 joystick. Apparently that works.
I did hear about that, but
I don't know how to do that. I can't be
Yeah, I
bothered
don't
to
wanna
do
do
it.
that.
I'll just get my
Yeah.
RMA. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. So a few league questions. Let's get into casting. How did you like?
Oh yeah,
casting?
casting. I got a few players into League when I was between Uprising Dream Team. It was Eggy, who's on Black Ice now.
Yeah.
Frosty, who's on Frutality, which is an EU team. And then there's like other players like Theodore, and then they kind of got people to make their own team.
You got Theo? You got Theo?
Yeah, I got Theo and Eggy on this team called Best a while back, which
Do you know them before, or like?
Yeah,
did you just
I know them.
Oh, you knew them
before.
before. Okay.
Anyways,
Great.
Frosty
Eggy.
was the
Great people.
person who was
I
like
Frosty.
casting might be a cool idea. We could cast together. And I said, for sure, you do all the Pav TV camera work and the streaming. I'll do the talking, and it just worked like that. We had really good, casting synergy together, and that was when casting was a fun concept. We just had fun doing it together on our own Twitch channel.
Pav TV broke.
No, not Pav TV breaking. Then VRML got really serious about it. They wanted us to sign contracts. They wanted us to, I wasn't totally for the idea of putting a picture of myself on the internet, all that,
Well,
I don't like that.
Oh
stuff.
wait, they wanted you to have your camera on?
No. So what it was is they were asking for a few things. If you wanted to put your picture, you could put your picture. If you didn't, you
Okay,
didn't,
maybe it was
right?
optional.
Right.
However,
So, but
I wasn't. Sorry, go ahead.
there was an NDA, and this is what he's about to talk about. That basically because League requires you to be like 17 and whatnot. And so,
I'm doing quote unquotes right here.
yeah,
quote unquote.
No, I'm
required
just
to be
not for the idea of
17,
signing a
so-
contract. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
I don't like that.
But you
Yeah.
have to, so you have to sign this contract, and I'm not talking about you, but there were certain players that did not want to sign the contract, because then they would have to reveal their age.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
know. So there was a few people out there, but
Can't you just forge an ID? Like literally, like it's
well,
not
no,
too hard.
but because that would be doxing a minor, and so that's like the weird place that the league is in and whatnot. But
Oh
Yeah.
wait, yeah. I guess if they have to legally reveal that they're 17, and they are 17, like exactly, then that means they're technically doxing. Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There has to be some kind of legality for that, right? No, and not BRML like saying you're doing anything wrong.
It's you can
that
just
sounds
have
a little
you can
wrong.
have a parent
You can
sign
have-
it. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you have a
yeah,
parent sign it.
I know I
okay.
had my parents sign it because I'm only 17 and I do casting and
Mm.
casting.
He's
Casting's
actually 12.
so much fun. No. Anyway.
Yeah, when
Very-
they did this whole thing, I was like, I've had my
Yeah.
fun in casting. I just don't think it's worth it to do it any longer.
I made my money. I made millions of casting.
and that
I
was
think
the
it's
other
time
thing.
to
They
retire.
wanted you to sign a contract and they weren't even
Yeah.
gonna pay you. Like, I'm good.
Well,
Wait, they
no,
weren't gonna
so,
even pay you for it,
no,
or
so,
like anything?
So the
It's
deal,
volunteer.
it was all volunteer work and shit. But
yeah.
if you got donations, while you were streaming, you got to,
It'd be 2%.
no, you get to keep
Maybe
100.
2.5.
You get to keep 100% of the donations.
That's pretty good, actually.
I think subscriptions we didn't. I think we weren't allowed to have subscriptions though during that because I think that was like you were subscribing to the
Well,
VRML.
I guess-
Twitch.
The VRML.
I guess
yeah.
with the donations, you only got like what, like I've never seen a person donate to VRML like ever.
I've seen it in
They actually
Echo.
they have a whole donations tab. They actually get a lot of money through donations.
Oh yeah.
Really? I
A
don't know that.
lot, because keep in mind, onward casting is a thing.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
Also
so
Echo.
casting
There's
is a thing.
Echo
Yeah,
casting.
yeah.
Echo's
I mean,
like.
Pavlov specific casting. Has there been a lot of donations?
Well,
Not
we haven't
really.
gotten into
Yeah.
that though. The
We
only,
haven't even started casting on official channels
the
yet.
only
so.
Oh, official
casting,
not
the
yet?
only
Oh.
casting that happened was for the finals, and because I wasn't around, I wasn't able to do it. But I also think that like this is what I don't get, and this is what upsets me. Is that they didn't ask around and ask like who wanted to do it. It was more or less like, hey, like we hit up this guy just like because we saw his casting, instead of like,
Yeah.
you know, and while I wasn't available to even do it, so like even if they did, but it does like it's like, you know, I definitely was really into casting and casted almost every single week, multiple times a day. Like I would sometimes cast back-to-back games, and I'm not saying like Frosty, amazing caster. You
He's a
included-
very
Who
good
casted? Who casted it last time?
it was,
Was it
Frosty?
Frosty and someone-
Napalm.
Napalm.
Napalm, oh, yeah.
Napalm and Frosty.
Yeah, yeah,
Napalm is a really good caster as well.
Yeah, Napalm's really- I
also
remember him, yeah.
super duper good. And I like,
Mhm.
and I also like doing like duo casting. That's why like when before the contract stuff, like I invited like random people like Goose. I did casting with.
I remember. I remember that. Yeah, Goose is great.
Yeah, and it's so
Goose.
much fun, and it was really fun to do that. But now I can't, and now it's like, well, I didn't talk to these other casters, and
You
obviously,
can't duo cast anymore?
well, no, you can. You 100% can, but like they haven't even started like training us and how to use the stream deck at all.
Yeah.
They haven't done any of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Welcome to the world of like bureaucracy and red tape. That's why I kind of like started to dislike League, because they're so like structured and formal, and now I kind of just like do whatever, and I have
I
fun
would
doing
argue
it.
it's still not that formal.
It's
It's
still
not that formal yet, but it's going to.
It's-
Like literally, eventually, they're gonna get more. You know.
yeah, but I mean,
I'm all for that, yeah. But
I'm
I mean,
100%
personally,
more for like tournaments and shit. Like that shit's crazy. Like playing video games and making money off of that shit. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. I
yeah, it's
as
a
a
really
little
cool
kid,
concept.
I always thought about it, and I was like, but I could never do that. There's never a game
Mhm.
out there. And then I put 1,500 hours into Pavlov, and now it's like all
Yeah.
I think about.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, casting was a lot of fun. I know that me and you did one cast, and
we did one together.
I think we also did a triple one with me, you, and Frosty.
Oh yeah, we did.
We did
Yeah, I
that
remember that.
for Egg Cult and
Cream of the Clutch.
I think it was Cream of the Clutch. And Egg Cult actually
And,
didn't do
Egg
too
Clutch.
bad.
Echo put in a good fight.
Yeah, they definitely did. I think they still lost, but
Yeah.
they definitely put in a good fight for being
For
a
sure
brand new
they
team
did,
in the
yeah.
middle of the team.
Being a cult of eggs, like
Yeah.
Just being eggs
Yeah,
that could be cracked.
Yeah,
so
the Egg
easily.
Cult kind of all split off into their own teams.
yeah,
Eggy
I
went to
remember.
Black Ice, SS Knight went to Nonsense, Theodore went to Refugees. Out of all of them, I think Eggy got the best
Oh
best
yeah.
place
He
to
got,
go.
he got the best. He got the best
Yeah,
match. of the
Eggy's
bunch.
Eggy's become a really good player. I'm glad that I got him
Heck
into
yeah.
League.
Yeah, Theo is just Tarkov now, if I remember. I'm not sure.
No,
if
not
it's-
anymore.
Not anymore?
He doesn't play anymore.
So it's just
Tarkov.
for okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's been trying. We don't need to talk about Theodore if he wants to come on the podcast.
If he wants to come on
Yeah,
the podcast,
join
yeah.
the podcast, Theo.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's really all I have to talk about. Do you have anything else that you want to add, Alan or Crumb? Do you have anything else?
no,
that you...
No,
No.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm
this
good.
is
Yeah.
a pretty bang
I'm gonna go
episode.
No.
You're gonna go sleep now before. God damn it.
He's gone.
Anyway, okay. I guess we'll just do the outro without him. Okay. 3, 3, 3, 3. This is the intro, so we're starting this. We're gonna edit this in. We're totally not keeping this in at all. Okay.
What?
Anyway, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming out to the Pavlov Scrubs podcast. I've been your host, Explosion.
I've been your host, Alan, the cowboy. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I might be having a seizure. Help me. Oh
And
god.
this has been our guest,
And-
Crumb. Super
Hello.
cool guy.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. It definitely was fun. Bye. That was super.
That
That was super
depends.
botched. Man, that was super cool. I actually like
Yeah.
doing that. A lot of our endings are getting better, but our beginnings are just so rough right now. It's so rough.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, but-
fucking stand the fuck up, dude.
yeah,
goddamn.
I'm gonna go